Yo, what's up, Marlon?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, brother.
Yeah, I'm about to call him right now.
All right, give me 1 second. Do you want to call him are you calling on your phone or on your laptop or your computer? What are you doing?
I was going to call him on my phone.
Okay. Did you want to like three-way me in or something or because I won't be able to talk to him, I think, from this computer. Maybe who knows? Maybe he can hear you. He's gonna be able to hear me from your phone or whatever.
Yeah, I can. I'll
You know what
call
I'm saying?
him to. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'll call him to just to make sure that like I can actually get in touch with him, and
Okay.
then I'll let him know that I'm a dial you in.
Okay. That's cool. Go for it whenever you're ready. You're good.
All right. Hey, Dean, how's it going? Hey, nothing much. Yeah, I just was giving you a call because I've been trying to, work the numbers around do some underwriting to get this, see if we can figure out something for seller financing. Um, so I have a partner on the deal who's more so acclimated with doing the creative part of that. And I can dial him in right now so he can, actually give you a little bit more details and give him or for he to give you, his expert knowledge to see if we can figure out something that works best for you. All right. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and dial him in right now. All right. His name is Carlos. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Marlon?
Hey.
Yo, ready?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm merging right now.
Okay. All right, let's see.
All right. Hey,
All right, hey
Dean. This is
Dean, this is
Carlos on the line.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Dean? How are you?
I'm not good, yourself?
Good. Hey, thanks, man, for your time. I know it's Saturday, and I appreciate you for giving us a few moments of.
Yeah, no problem. I'm up in Philly going to the Eagle game tonight, so
There you
we'll have a
go.
good time. Yeah,
That's gonna be fun. Yeah. So
hope so.
Marlon updated me a little bit. Said that you had this property that you're firm on this $65,000 asking price, correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And then he let you know that, hey, for us to be cash, we're probably going to have to be at half of that for it to make sense. But then he followed up by saying, hey, if we were to buy it on some type of payment schedule, that it would work with you.
Sure, yeah, just as long as it's not too long of a schedule.
Okay. Yeah, he said that, you'd be open to it. Just, I believe he said that your limit would be like 5 years, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So have you ever sold anything on terms before, like on the financing?
No,
Okay.
no, I haven't.
Okay, well, just to break it down, it's fairly simple. It's just like buying anything like that you finance, like a house or a car. Instead of going to like a Bank of America, I'm just going to you, since you own the property free and clear. It's just principal to principal conversation. And then if we come to an agreement today or soon, I just make direct payments to you instead of making payments to a different bank. That's basically it.
Right, right.
Yeah. So it's a way that we're able to pay more. And the reason why we're able to do that is because we have allocated time. And during that time frame, how we make money is in between the cash flow of what we do, meaning, hey, once we renovate this, we're most likely going to rent it out. And typically how we make our money is when we rent it out is whatever payment that we pay to you, it needs to be less than what we can turn around and rent it out for. Does that make sense?
Understood. Right, right. So
Okay.
you have real positive cash flow.
Yeah, exactly. So how long have you been trying to sell this property?
I haven't been trying. I've just entertained offers, or calls from guys like you, that Marlon, and a couple other people. But I haven't been actively, there's no sign or anything like that, or no listing. So
Okay, got you. And so I understand there's currently tenants in place, right?
Yes, there is. They've been long term, probably 7, 8, 9 years.
Okay, so around 9 years, and they're paying roughly $800.
Yeah, 820.
Okay, 820.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say, like, if this property, as I understand it, needs cosmetic work, if it were to be renovated, what would market rent be? Would you?
Market rent,
Yeah.
probably about 950.
Okay, 950, and that's if I were to get this thing renovated.
Yeah, you might be able to get $1,000 for it.
Okay. Maybe you would get 1,000 for it. Okay, so I'm just running some comps really quick to take a look. See what type of comps and properties have sold recently. So let me ask you this, if we were able to come to an agreement, do the tenants know that you're selling the property, or are they planning to stay, or are they planning to move, do you know?
I would think they're planning to stay. They do know that, I'm open to selling it, but I would say they're looking to stay, yeah.
Okay, and do you know if I were to go in there and want to renovate it, so then obviously me as an investor, I could charge more on the rent, do you think that they would continue to stay, or would you think that they would want to move out?
That would be, I don't know if that is true.
Okay.
Not sure.
I'm just asking just to see if you might.
Right. I know he told me in the past couple of months that he might be looking to relocate out of state. So it's a possibility he'd move out.
Okay. Okay. And so I have some notes on the condition of the property. Basically, it just needs to be updated and upgraded. Like a roof, I believe, needs to be updated. It's, I think, 15 or 17 years old or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't touched it since I've had it. So yeah, so probably could use a awning or whatever you want to call it.
Okay, so you haven't really done anything to the property since purchasing it?
No, not the roof, but I redid I put some laminate flooring in.
How long ago
Redid the
did you do the
kitchen.
laminate flooring?
Laminate in the living room I did probably 3-4 years ago, and then the kitchen I just did last year.
Okay.
And put new cabinets in a couple years ago, new appliances.
Okay.
And then
So like
painted
if
the
I needed to
downstairs.
get this, like let's say if I needed to get it up to a little like market ready, right? What would I need to do to replace besides the roof?
Well, what I would do is the kitchen upstairs, 2 bedrooms need to be recarpeted. The floor in the bathroom needs to be redone.
Okay.
I would say the vanity and the toilet need to be replaced. It's a claw tub, so that's pretty good. And then obviously paint job for the whole place, except maybe the kitchen. And the air conditioner compressor went last season, or the season before, I think. So that'll be need to be replaced.
Okay.
Other than that, it's pretty much, okay. The heater's maybe 10 years old, and the hot water heater is within the last 2 or 3 years.
Okay. I'm just writing this down to make sure I have everything right here.
No problem.
Okay. And so then if we were able to come to an agreement, whether it be, today or soon, do you need a lot of time to make a decision to sell the house? Like if the numbers were to work with you, do you need, a couple months, or is it more like, hey, you're cool with like a month or less type of thing?
I can do a month and less, it's not a problem with me.
Okay, cool. And then, when you sell this property, what are you going to do? Are you looking to buy more properties to invest in, or?
I'm looking for assets.
Okay, yeah, maybe we can talk about the other properties too this way. And here's a cool benefit when you sell your property on terms, even with the same properties that you own, is the real benefit and the real difference is you still get a monthly check on the same property. But what happens is from being a landlord to them becoming the bank, the liability changes. From a landlord, you're responsible to the tenant and any fixtures. When you're the bank, just like if you once financed it, and let's say Bank of America was the one who was financing you on this house. Well, if the roof were to, have a leak, you weren't going to call the bank, right? You're going to have to fix it yourself. So same thing here. So you would just be the bank and get a check, and then I would be the owner just on payments, and I have to be responsible to whatever I do to the house, or if I put tenants in the house, I now become responsible. So you save more money doing it that way. Don't have to save a portion of your money every month. At the same time, you keep more money in your pocket since you're looking more to already retire from being a landlord. If you were to just park it in the bank, with whatever rate they're going to give you 0.9 and then inflation's up, it makes more sense for you to just keep your money into the asset and then just get paid off that way. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, well, the one question I had, the check I get every month, does that include part of the rent or just the payment for the house?
Payment for the house. So what we're gonna do as an investor is typically go in there and try to get the rent up, right? So we're gonna go in there, renovate it, and rent it out. And whether we can get 900 or 1,000, this is how it has to work for us. The payment to you has to let us make money in there. Otherwise, it's gonna be hard for us to do it. So if the payment,
Right.
we can get it $900 or $1,000 to say, then obviously I have to make money in there as well. So the payment would be like, hey, maybe $400 to you so that I can make the other 400. If it's 900, maybe we can split it and things like that. But I need to the way that I make money is in between there. That's how I do it.
Right. So you would give me a cash payment, a down payment, and then we do the monthly thing, correct?
Yeah, so I'm not opposed to making payments, correct? Down payments. So of course, like just like a car or a house, you put some money down and then they give you some years to pay it off. What type of money? Let me ask you, what type of money do you need to get some things done if you need some money in your pocket?
For the down payment?
Yeah, if you need any more, because the way I do it is I'll buy properties this way. And yeah, typically there are down payments, and there are a lot of times where some homeowners don't even need the money, so they don't ask for down payment. But in your scenario, if there's money that you need down to get some things done, what amount do you think that you would need down?
You available to give me half down or no?
No, and the reason why is just because it's not only going to be the money that goes to you into the deal, it's going to be the renovation cost, closing costs, any other fees that go into there. And then the way we look at it is this: how much money do we put into this deal? And then how long is it going to take for us to renovate and then turn around and rent it out? And then we look at just like you, right? Like how much money can we make on our money that gets into the deal per year, and how fast can we get the money out? And so putting a large amount of money could kill the deal. So just because a homeowner may be open to selling it this way, it still may not work when there's a large amount of money down. And so to be frank with you, when the purchase price 65,000 and then to put half down, it would kill the deal for us. We wouldn't actually be able to move forward.
Okay. What are you available to put down
then? With this, it's kind of tough just because it's a big job already. Would you do you need any money down right now?
I appreciate the money down. Yeah, that'd be nice. Maybe 20%, 10%.
Would you be open if I gave you maybe like 5% down?
Okay. That's what, 4 grand, right?
Yeah, it's like 3-4 grand. It's not much, but I could get you some money down in your pocket while I do some of the renovation. Because what will happen is this: if I have to get this tenant out, let's say they don't want to pay more, meaning that, okay, well, I'm going to renovate it anyway, so I can charge more. Well, then if I have to get them out, then now I still have to make payments to you, and I'm not cash flowing because there's nobody in there. Get me?
Understood. Okay.
Yeah. So I just need to be conservative is all. Unless you want to do something where if I can get the tenants out, and then during the time where I'm renovating, if you can give me the allowance to not make any payments, so then I can renovate it and then rent it out and start making payments once it's rented out, then that may work a little bit differently.
Right. And what's the consequences if you default on a payment?
Cool, man. That's a good question, because typically at the end of the call, I usually go over like, hey, is there any questions or concerns? And if homeowners happen not to bring them up, I go over them. So there's that worst case scenario. It's basically the number one question that's asked. It's a main concern. Like, hey, what happens? It sounds good. Like, what happens if you default though? Right. And so what we do is we have a performance mortgage deed. It's a document that states that, hey, yes, Dean, in the worst case scenario, what if we gave you some money down and made payments towards the balance for, I don't know, 12 months, 18 months. And then who knows, I get hit by a car, I don't know, abducted by aliens, some way where I can't perform. Well, what happens is the
Right.
performance mortgage deed states that if that were to happen, if I fail to perform, that you keep any
Mhm.
money that I gave you, you keep any fixtures, like if I upgraded the house, you keep that, you
Right.
keep any payments that I made towards you. And then we
Mhm.
also sign a deed in lieu and keep that in with a servicing company. And so if we fail to perform on the period that we have, what will happen is the servicing company has instructions to send that deed in lieu over to the title, and it will automatically deed the property back into your name. Basically, it's an
Okay.
upfront contract saying, hey, you don't have to take me to court to evict me, to go through foreclosure. We're just basically
Right.
saying upfront, hey, if I make a mistake and don't make a payment, well, then the instructions are that this servicing company is going to send over the deed in lieu, and then the title company is going to go ahead and transfer the deed. And that's a way that we protect the homeowners, because we were having that question come up a lot.
Right. Right. Yeah. I was thinking so. It's almost like a rent to own kind of thing.
Exactly. It's kind of like a rent to own, but just own on payments type of thing.
Right.
It's not like a
Right.
traditional, but just like exactly how you buy a car or a house, it's the same thing. And I could send you over some documents on what deed in lieu and performance mortgage is. I can send you over some stuff so you could take a look at it, just so you can visualize it and see what it is. But yeah, we do have that document to protect you in the worst case scenario. And in the end, it almost comes out to not your worst case scenario. If you think about it, like, hey, if I really were to try to buy this property and put money and time into it, my goals are not to mess up and miss one payment or two payments, right? Because I'm putting more into it than just, a few $100 in the payment. And so if I were to make that mistake, really, your property would most likely be given back to you completely renovated, and you kept everything that I gave you. So you have a chance to resell it all over again. But just now it's renovated, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I'm not looking to default, but hey, that is the number one question, and we do got to address it. And that's the way that I address it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. So 65,000, right? 5% down. Now we just really need to talk about a payment schedule that I can pay to you every month.
Right.
What do you think sounds fair? No, you know the market, you know what I can get for rent. What do you think sounds fair to pay you over the term that we have? So then I could do my thing and make money. And then obviously I don't think that I'm going to be able to pay you off in those 5 years the full amount. So I'll balloon you out. Usually just go to the bank and then write you a check for the remaining balance that I owe you. Because I broke down 65,000 in 5 years, my payment would be, I don't know, $1,000 or something.
Right.
Yeah. So what do you think makes sense? Like if I was able to pull in $900, right? Once I renovate this thing, what do you think sounds fair? Like as far as payments to you?
I mean, I got no problem doing that. That's what we would do.
Say that again.
Half the payment.
Okay.
So you can take 450.
Okay. So do you think if we did 400 to you and we took the difference, the 500, would that work?
That would work.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So 65,000, 5% down, $400 a month. And then with that 5 years, is there any way that we can possibly extend it for another 2+ years?
I ain't getting into a problem. I'm gonna have a problem with my wife, but we can talk something out. We can figure something out.
I don't want you to get in a fight or a tussle with your wife. Is there a reason why you guys are maybe don't want to go 7 years? I'm just curious. I like to ask.
We prefer all the money up front, but I'm one that I wouldn't mind just the payment. So
right.
My issue, if you want to draw something, I tell Marlon. Is it Marlon or Marlon?
Marlon.
My wife's in Kentucky. My son's wife had a baby, but she's not home. But I'd like to go over it with her to draw something up, and go over with her. I'm going to get my lawyer to take a look at it. So I mean,
absolutely.
We can go that route.
Do you prefer email?
We can do email. Yeah, that's not a problem.
What's your best email? Okay. Okay, J as in Joe, M as in Mary, G as in golf, 2513 at, what was it? Verizon.net. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and draft up an agreement and I'll send in the performance mortgage and the deed in lieu, so you can take a look at it. You can chat
Okay.
over with your wife, take it to your attorney or lawyer, and if you have any questions, let's touch base this upcoming week. Sound good?
Okay.
Cool, Dean,
Okay.
really appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go ahead and get you over this information drafted up and sent over to you.
Sounds good, Carlos. I appreciate it.
All right, goodbye.
Have a good day.
That right there, Mason, was Dean.
Yeah, I noticed
that-
that once he brought up that email address, I was like, I know who that is.
Yeah,
That's cool, man.
Marlon,
Sounds good.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that was Marlon's lead, right?
yeah, so what's cool about it, if the Marlon was talking about the rent, and I think you were too, Mason, saying the rent was closer to 11 to 1,200 bucks. And we got the payment down to 400, right? So if you can actually bring in 11, if you can bring in 11 or 1,200, let's say 1,100. Well, that's a $700 difference from 400 to him, 700 to somebody, right? And
Right.
he made it sound like he did the kitchen. I mean, he said he did the kitchen, he did the laminate floor, so those probably don't even need renovation. And I'm guessing in Little Rock, Marlon, that it's not a city where the more money you put into the house, the more that the value of the price is going to go up. That just goes out of your own pocket. Like, hey, this is the type of style that this is the money you can put into the deal, and this is the max it's going to get to. This is the max rent and the max purchase price that you can sell it to. Now, if you decide to make it nicer, that's on you, but you're not going to get more in rent or more in price. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
Marlon, what do you think?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
So then, the 65 grand, I'll draft it up. 65,000 with 5%, 10% is 65, so 5% is 3,250. So 3,250 to him. Then renovation may be lighter than, it could be lighter than 45. It's a small roof, right? Like 1,000 square feet. Maybe it's 35. Who knows? Somebody in the area might know how to get it done for 35 grand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's basically it. Like it's going to be some renovation costs. There'll be some money to the seller, no arrears, no interest. I'm going to go in for 7 years and see what we can do. I think that no matter what, your buddy that might be interested in this, I think it could still work, because if the properties are worth, 130, like you're saying, and then if the properties are worth 130 and we're buying this for 65, somebody wants to come in and renovate it for 25, 35, bring it up to 100 grand, pay closing costs and us a commission. What happens is they're probably going to be in at 110 or something, or a little bit more, and still have that wiggle room. And if they want to just refinance themselves, they can. If they can't, sell it on the market.
Yeah, I think that does make sense. Yeah, I mean, the way you just broke it down to him on the phone, that definitely makes sense, for an end buyer. It makes it more appealing to the stuff that he was agreeing to.
Yeah. Do you have any questions on that call? Like why I ask questions? It's fairly simple, right? It's just about asking questions. Really, it wasn't too hard, was it?
Yeah, it wasn't hard. I mean, I think it's really just all about knowing the right questions to ask. And I think that is just all a part of like knowing exactly how you want the deal to be structured. So like, you had a really good idea, just based on the Zoom yesterday. Like you had a really good idea of what would need to be taking place to actually make this a deal. And then you just asked questions to see, you didn't like propose it to him. You asked him what will make sense for him. And then, he just kind of fell into the place of what you wanted the deal to be structured as.
Yeah, and that's what's cool is that didn't come off rude. I just asked him questions to see what was fair, what worked with him, things like that, just to see, and I was getting in there, and eventually we'll figure on the next call with him, if it doesn't get signed, we'll dive deep and we'll make it work. He's open to it. His wife wants cash. Nobody's giving him a cash offer that he likes. So he's probably going to stand firm on, well, I'm not going cash, sweetie, because everybody's giving us half the price. And if this guy is willing to give us $30,000 more than everybody else, then, let's wait 5 or 7 years. Get me? Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
I'm
sense.
going to try to go like, yo, what do we need to do 5 years? Why can't we just pay you payments? If you're cool with payments, I mean, why do I got to do 5 years? Why can't I do longer? He was cool with it. He said, I'm cool with the payments. He said that. Why can't I go longer? Like, the goal is to get the longest balloon possible. Like, that's the best thing to do if you can. Now, on his end, it's just straight principal payments. So there's no gain for him. But if I wanted to down the road and say, hey, if I were to throw interest, because I didn't bring it up, nor do I want to. But in the scenario, let's say I said, hey, let me throw on 3 or 4% interest. And hey, if you give me 5 more years on this to make it 10 years of interest, you instead of 65, you got 85. Right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh shit. Yeah. So if you gave me 15 years, you'd get 95. Right? So would that work with you if I did that? Who knows if he says, bing, I'm open because 65, and then if I give you a couple more years, I'm going to get another 10, 15 grand. Why not? But at the same time, I don't know that, and I don't want to bring up interest because I hate paying interest. But I'm just saying to elongate, because we want to make it make sense for your end buyer. 5 years, this guy's going to put a lot of money into the deal. Is he going to get all the money back out in 5 years? And then profit, or what's his goal? Is he going to refinance out? I don't know exactly his end goal, but if he was planning just to keep it and not refinance it, he has all this money into the deal, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 into this deal. And is it bringing him the money that he wanted? Well, I mean, if we can get him 700 times 12 months, it's 8,400, right? Yeah. 8,400 bucks. And 10% of 50,000 is 5,000. It could still be a pretty good deal, actually. Like, let's say the entry fee was 50 grand, right? And he was able to make 8,400 bucks. Well, 10% of 50,000 would be 5,000, right? Yeah. And then half of 5,000 would be 5%, would be 2,500. So 15% would be 7,500. Well, if you're making 700 bucks a month times 12, that's 8,400. So this still may work, right? Still could work. Yeah. Even for somebody on a wrap, like, here's a scenario. I'm gonna go ahead and break it down on the whiteboard. Because your end buyer, maybe we can talk to your end buyer too if he doesn't know how to do wraps. This is what I mean. I don't pick up properties that need full projects because I'm not a fix and flipper. I never really have done it. So I don't really know how to do it for sure. I can call somebody to do it. But here's what I'm thinking is if your guy ends up buying this and he ends up buying it for the 65,000 and the entry fees under. So you guys go to the bottom of your whiteboard and then zoom out. Bottom right is the plus or minus sign. Zoom out twice. So 65,000. This is what we're locking this up for. So let's say your end buyer buys this at 65,000 at 0% interest at $3,250 down. At 400 a month. This guy was making 800 a month and just turned around and said, yeah, I'll take 400 a month. Right? He said, yeah, I'll take 450. I said, cool. Are you cool with 400? I didn't even say no, it doesn't work. I just said, Corey, you cool with 4 and I take 5? And he was like, yeah. That's just the power of asking questions, man. So 65, right? So he buys this, and then let's go ahead and draw out his entry fees. And maybe your boy knows what's up. Your end buyer, he probably has contractors and probably can get it done for a lot cheaper than what we were expecting. I mean, I know
Yeah.
cost is expensive right now. Where's this property at?
It's in Wilmington, Delaware.
Okay, Delaware. Okay, so remember, cash to seller is going to be 3,250. There's no arrears, commissions. Let's just try to get 10,000 bucks in there. Number 3 is closing costs. 65,000 times, let's just say 2%. That's 1,300 bucks. Renovation, so that's closing costs. That's commissions. Cash to seller. Let's just put 35 grand right here. 35,000. Can you guys all hear me? Or is my microphone too far away? You guys can hear?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Renovation costs. So cool, Jesus. You guys sign up for the Closers Olympics, Mason or Jesus? We'll talk about it right now, but I just signed up. I want you guys to sign up.
When is it, man? I didn't even know about it.
Yeah. So all the best closers in the nation are going to be going toe to toe with each other with like I speed to leads, or I speed for lead or whatever leads, and it's going to be like Liam Benson. It's going to be like that real estate Diddy guy. It's going to be like Munif, RJ Bates, like all the best closers are going to be out there. Daniel Kianio. I'm going to jump up in there and do my thing. If I don't take top 3, I'm going to kill myself. So if you guys, if I happen not to take top 3 and you don't see me, it's because I committed suicide.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Jesus, you got to get up in there. You know what's cool about it? It's exposure, massive exposure, guys. If you guys get in there and do it, everybody's going to see you. Okay, cool. So let's add up the entry fees real quick. So 35,000 plus 10,000 plus 3,250 plus 1,300 is 49,550. Am I missing anything in there?
The holding costs.
Oh yeah, holding costs. Myself. All right. Let's say it takes like 4 to 6 months. Let's just put 2,400 bucks in there. Like I was right yesterday. Like, what if I can get 400 bucks in there? Remember, and I said, hey, let's just put 6 months, 2,400. Holding costs.
What about marketing and disposition fees?
Those get added in by the end buyer that's buying it. So it's like me as the wholesaler. I don't know if I'm marketing this to Mason, if Mason's actually going to use marketing costs or not. So I don't put it in there. It only goes like if Mason markets something to me and I see 4 or 5 or 6 points of entry fees, I would add my own marketing costs if I knew that I was going to go and list this with a realtor, because I know exactly what I'm.
I think Silo's froze.
Yeah.
We'll give him another minute. Hey, thanks, man, for sending that lead in. It was good. Good to get some reps in.
Yeah. I mean, the exposure is incredible. Like just seeing how that call went live.
I think Carlos is in and out. Did you hear him?
No, I didn't hear him.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
He'll be back. What's up, Jesus? I know you're in there, brother.
Hey,
Yeah,
what's
man,
up,
sorry,
guys?
man.
Give me a sec. My bad.
I just thought.
I'm driving right now.
Oh, you're good, man. Be safe driving, man. Especially in that traffic over there.
I'm not sure what happened.
Oh, you're good, bro. We're here still.
Okay, let me open up that whiteboard again. Jesus. Okay, so I think I might have clicked exit on accident. I just noticed I was talking and then I could hear you guys and I didn't see anything anymore, but I could still hear you. I could hear Mason saying, I think Carlos is in and out. And I was like, what the hell? How come they can't see me? And that's when I looked back up and I couldn't see no more. Okay, so what was it? 49,949
Yeah. 49,550
plus
for the total entry fee.
2,400. Right. So it's 52,350. Is that what I had down?
I got 51,950.
Okay, cool. I don't know what the hell I had. Okay, so 51,950, right? So somebody's getting into a deal, right? And they want to make 50% cash on cash, and they're like, yeah, I'm open to putting 51,000 or $60,000 into any deal as long as I can make this amount on my cash on cash return. So 10% means that for somebody to want to buy this, they got to at least make 5,195 bucks at the end of the year after paying all expenses and debts and everything. So 15% would be another, let's see, 51,950 times would be $7,792.50. That's where someone would need to be. Not everybody. There are people that could do this at 12%, 13, 14%. I'm just saying, like, get it real attractive type of thing. 15% is attractive as hell to a lot of people. And it's still good enough for you to get it done. Like, it's not hard to get it done. So if somebody, so there's that, this is 15%. This is what we need to bring in for this to be attractive, though it could lie in between here and here. Somewhere in here, it could still work. I'm just throwing it out there. 15% is a little bit nicer for others to take a look at. So right here, it's like, okay, that's what you can bring in. So the monthly potential that we can bring in, this is gross. This is like before taxes or before like war chest or vacancies or management fees and things like that. So your 700 times 12 months is 8,400, right? 8,400 is over 15%, but this is gross. This is before any expenses. So in the end, after all expenses, who knows if this comes down to 5 or 6 grand, right? Like, I'm not sure you're putting a vacancy and property management fees in there. Let's say that's 100 or 200 bucks in there, war chest. So you could potentially, in the end, still knock off like $2,500 to $3,000 of expenses, and you're back with like 5 grand in there, 6 grand, which is still 10%, right? So it's still work, because it really depends on your end buyer if he's going to use 35,000 in the renovation or less.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly, right? So we're plugging in numbers, and I'm not a fix and flipper and know that area and know exactly what it's going to take to get that little house up and ready. So what if it takes 25 grand, or 30 grand? Right?
Yeah.
So we're just going off of being extra conservative is what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
So right here is one way that, hey, okay, cool, this can kind of work if somebody's going to buy and hold it and not fix and flip it. Your guy has an opportunity to fix and flip it. But if not, I would rather it be kept this way, because if you keep it this way, then you don't get a high interest rate. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one way to go about this thing. Now, if somebody were to sell this on a wrap, which is turn around, and remember how I broke down yesterday, Marlon?
Yeah.
Okay, so we sell this on a wrap. Let's say that he's all in, your end buyer's all in 65 plus 51. 65K plus 52K. Was that 107 or 117? I think that's 117, right? Or is it 107? 50, 117. He's all in at 117, right? So what if he turned around and sold it on a wrap? Your guy found a wrap buyer, you said it's worth 130. Let's say he sold it for 140,000. And he got $15,000 down. And he charged $1,200 a month at 10% interest. What would be cool about it is he'd get 15 grand back into his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And so you'd wipe that off right here, 15 grand. Would be 37. So then you run the numbers again, right? If somebody can get 1,200 from 400, that's 800, right? 800 times 12. Now you're at 9,600. But we just bought the money down to 37 because we got money back in our pocket, at least your end buyer. So at 37 grand, 10% is 3,700. 20% is 7,400. Now you got a better deal for your end buyer, right?
Yeah.
20% plus, and he's over here at 9,600, and you got to keep your 10 grand in the deal. Now, I don't know if your end buyer knows how to do the wrap, but this could be a potential right there. And 0% fucking interest on your end, 1,200 bucks, 10% over here. But we're gonna have to push for a little bit longer of a term in there for that. But this could be another route that we can already start preparing, like your end buyer or whatnot, to do something like this. If he doesn't want to go the fix and flip route, he can do what the hell he wants. I'm just saying, like, I'm giving you ideas so that you can always throw that out there as well.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, so do you have any questions on that? I know that you're new probably to the wraps, and it's like, you know, I still don't understand it that well. I'm breaking it down like I break it down to these guys because they already understand it. But a wrap is just another strategy, like long-term rental, short-term rental, and how I broke it down. But it's a way that your buddy won't be in it for 51. And it's up to him. It's up to him. I'm just showing you that he could stay in at 52,000, fix and flip and get all his money back out. But if it happens not to work that route, because it's going to take 4 to 6 months to renovate it, who knows if the prices come down and he can't achieve what he's looking for, then no matter what, he can turn around and then sell it this way on a wrap or whatnot. If not, I got a whole bunch of people that I can help you dispo this to. You know, like if your end buyer isn't the one, like, cool, I can send this out to a lot of people that would be open to buying this as well. I personally just never buy in that area, so I'm just not. I don't know if this. I'll buy in different markets if they're not like full jobs, like full rehab jobs and things like that. Like I have deals in Indianapolis and Minnesota. They're not my normal markets, but due to the fact that they had good deals, I bought them and sold them on wraps.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll present, the idea of a wrap to him. I'm not really sure if he's ever did anything like that. I know he does work with a realtor, like he pretty much does like all his paperwork for him. So, I'm not sure if this realtor that he works with does any creative finance, but I'll, let him know like he has options with the way that this is structured.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you know how I sent you, Marlon, did I send you over the Google Drive thing that I had?
No.
It's just like my credibility of who I am. In there, I have one that I have for agents. And I'll send it to you, but in there it has like all the questions that are asked by agents, like about creative financing.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can familiarize it too. So when you talk to agent outreach is a good strategy to go about free lead generation and it's fairly simple. And I train it. I teach it. I train it. So if you ever need any help in that area, I got you too.
Okay.
Cool, guys. I think that I have Mark Chang's supposed to host a book club Zoom today on this Zoom account. So what I'm going to do, guys, for the rest of you guys, not for the Novation training, I'm going to go ahead and send you a new Zoom link for my other Zoom account. Okay, I'll drop it into your guys' email, and then we'll talk about that closes Olympics, and then we'll get into the Novation training. Okay. All right, guys. All right, Marlon, thanks so much, man. If you ever need anything, you have the email for Mason and I, and continue to send us opportunities. We'll go ahead and get this recorded, dropped into the mentorship. I'll send it over to you as well into your email. So if you want to rewatch it and listen to it, you got it. Okay.
Okay.
Cool, brother.
Right.
Do you have any
Thanks
questions
a lot.
for me? No problem. You have any questions for me, Marlon?
Not right now. Not right now. I think the best thing for me to just do is just re-listen to the recording and just take some more notes.
Okay.
But
This is a fairly simple one. Like they're gonna get way harder. There's gonna be a lot of like pullback on all the other deals. And so it's good to work a lot of different deals with us because this one was smooth, almost like a lay down. Like he was almost like
Yeah.
open to anything I was saying. Right.
Yeah.
Typically,
Yeah, it
it's not
was.
gonna go like that. It's not gonna go that way. You're gonna get no, hell no. What does that work for me? What benefits me? Or just your typical negotiation with people and their characters throughout the day. You're gonna get a lot of those. This guy happened to be an easy guy. I wish they were all like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, then I'll talk to you soon, Marlon. I'll go ahead and update you as soon as I email over the guy. Okay.
Okay. All right. Appreciate you.
No problem. Bye.